Welcome back guys to another new video. Well, as you know that I started already series of King's Gambit, and in the previous video I played with the bot and that video got more than 1000 views, and thank you guys for this. And I think it was a reason since most of you guys play this King's Gambit regularly, and it would be really good to see how the masters plays it, right? Like what would be his thought process, what sort of other variations that he can actually teach us, which is pretty good for 1000, 1500, even up to 2000 level rating stuff. And today I'm gonna play this opening with the real people, since some of my subscribers asked about this, like, can you play with the real people? And the things that I'm gonna start right now, my current rating is around 1000. So we're gonna take this 1000 rating to 1500 by just step by step playing the only King's Gambit opening. And also one more thing that I need to mention, my another subscriber asked about this, that what could be like a difference between Vienna and the King's Gambit? And my simple response to that would be, both of the openings are good and it's beginner friendly, but I would say King's Gambit gives you more winning chances, and there are so many variations that black can simply can go wrong. And you can win most of the games just thanks due to the opening knowledge itself. Like, you will not get even the middle game part. From the opening, they can get just losing position because you have a nice opening prep with this variation. Alright, there we go. We got a player, almost 1000 rating, 970. So we go for e4. We have the e5 on the board, and we go to King's Gambit. Let's see which variation my opponent goes to. He can go for accept variation, or he can decline the King's Gambit. Alright. Another game where the opponent goes for Queen h4 check. I think this move should be get now common, or I think this move is kind of common around this 1000 and 1100 level, because it just feels like he attacked my king and I blundered the pawn. But in reality, I'm just winning a tempo and kicking out his queen. So far, I started this King's Gambit series and both of the games kind of went for Queen h4, so this is pretty then common move. Okay, let's see where he moves with his queen. Okay, he moved Queen f6. The idea is pretty clear. He wanna take and he's going for my pawn. And here I need to decide what I can play. And I'm seeing there are two ways that I can try to defend the pawn. It is just by playing d3, opening up my bishop, that will guard the pawn. But rather than that, I have a better move. It is just playing f5. You see? Squeezing the queen, and it has not like a good spot to escape. And another thing I don't like about this move, it's just stopping his development for temporary, and his queen is literally misplaced. Okay, now he played bishop c5. He's probably going for my knight, but I'm gonna go with the knight c3 with an idea I want to jump knight d5 and go for this fork stuff. Okay, pretty cool. He played knight e7, so far not bad, but again, his queen is misplaced. That's why I'm gonna play right now knight f3. Okay, he went for c6 here. And also guys, like, there would be some moments where I'm gonna calculate variations. I'm gonna put the separate board when I'm editing this video to see what was actually my thought process, rather than just showing you the arrows. Alright, now I'm seeing he plays c6, he wants to break from the center. I can try to stop it by playing bishop c4, but I would like more focus on his queen, you know guys, because it's kind of misplaced. And I'm seeing there is a way that I can actually open up this pawn and somehow trap his queen. It just looks good. But I'm pretty sure he wants to go for d5 break, so we're gonna go here for something like tactical to d4, because I really wanted to trap his queen, because his queen is misplaced. And definitely this gives him two options to take my pawn. Let's see which one he takes. Okay, he took with the pawn, and kind of I'm a little bit unlucky because I wanted to play e5, but my pawn was hanging. If my pawn was guarded, maybe I could have gone for e5 and trap his queen. But still, we have now this move, bishop g5. attacking his queen. And there's only one safe spot. That is to queen d6. That's why usually it's not good to accept, like, not like accept, but bringing your queen into the early game, you know? That's the thing. Yep, he went for queen d6, and definitely he's trying to find a safe spot. But I would go now to bishop f4. One more time again, attacking the queen. Alright, he played queen f6. And here, right, like, when you're a 1000 rated player, you definitely focus on defending your knight rather than just attacking, because I've already taught more than like 500 students, like basically 1000, 2000 level, and I know how their brain really works. Rather than attacking, they most oftentimes focus on defending. But here again, I will keep with my plan. It was trapping the queen. And right now I'm seeing if I go there, he can go there, so queen is still not yet trapped. But what I want to do is that to guard this pawn, you know, guys? Because, like, I can now trap his queens, but my pawn is hanging. So that's why what I'm gonna play here. Probably developing the bishop. Let's see. I go there, he takes, and I push e5. Yeah, it should be winning. So this is kind of trick I prepared, trapping the queen, and definitely the opponent is falling for this. Like, he could have played here d6, which would have stopped the e5 move, but after bishop g5, again his queen gets trapped. But he captured my knight, but after f5, this should be losing. And literally, we are on the move of 11. That's why I said, you guys, like, King's Gambit could be so powerful, and there's so many variations that opponent can go wrong. And people have some sort of stereotypes thinking that Gambits are terrible, and that's all what they know. But they don't really spend the time how to face against them, even though this King's Gambit is so good. Like, again, as I'm saying, it depends what your level, but even they make the prep against you, still King's Gambit could be one of the best choices. Because top grandmasters such as Nepomniachtchi, like other 2700 super grandmasters, play this opening in like blitz and rapid time control, because even at the professional level, it would be hard to face against this opening. And right now, I'm just waiting for the opponent to maybe he realized now, yeah, his queen was trapped, and he went for this. And all we got here is what? Like, we won the queen, but giving up 2 minor pieces. And I'm seeing that if I save my bishop, my rook is hanging. So I'm just gonna go for rook b1. Let's take his bishop, and I'm gonna gain back the pawn. White is absolutely winning already. Okay, he's playing knight e3. And I'm gonna just go for bishop e3. I think we can go for bishop e3, because when you have extra material or when you're winning, your goal should be just to simplify the game by trading. And another important thing, I already got the winning position, and I can go for simplification, or I can still go for king's attack, you know, here. And that's what gonna be what I'm gonna do right now as well. Let's see what the opponent plays. Alright, he's going bishop c1, such like hard to understand what he wants. Okay, I'll just go back. The only move now he has is bishop h6. Yep, and alright. Now time to castle, right? He also castled. Okay, and this is my target. First, I'm gonna start by attacking this kind of misplaced bishop. And I'm totally fine to open up my king since there are no danger by the opponent and everything's under control. Okay, he missed this move. It's just a trap. Okay, I'm just gonna take it. He's reading mate in 1. Now he should see it. He should see it. I don't know. He should see this move. Because it's alright, like, he perhaps saw this. He's thinking right now, after king f8, the king can escape, but there's a mate is coming. Yep, that was the guys, like, the game masterclass by Fidemaster. Okay, now quickly let's hop on to analyzing this game. So my opponent went for queen h4 check variation. We played g3 and queen f6 is already like the move gives +1 position for white. And the engine says instead of going f5, even what could be even better would be takes and then go to for bishop g2 with the d4 and knight c3. Which actually, yeah, makes sense because look, guys, how strong is our development? For example, the opponent goes knight f6. We are with the tempo d4, queen e7, and then knight c3. I mean, this is just like a dream position. Okay, rather than that, we went for what? We went for f5. They played bishop c5. We went knight c3. Yeah, with the threat to knight d5, knight e7, knight f3, and c6. And after c6, yeah, we focus on trapping the queen. But the engine gives me even interesting idea. So like d4 is a top engine move as well. And the reason, guys, why I didn't play d3 and I played d4 to make this threat much more faster. Because if I played d3, he would have probably go for d5, and this is not really queen trapping, you know. And I don't have that bishop f4 move, and the threat is not quick enough, fast enough. So I went for d4. He went this, bishop g5 and queen d6. Yeah, bishop f4 and queen f6. And here, yeah, it says like I should go bishop g5, I should do bishop e5, do this stuff, but come on, this is just engine. Engine just gives some sort of processes, like the move sometimes, which hard to understand. Here, the plan is pretty was easy to trap the queen, so that's why I went bishop d3. I was kind of a little bit unsure, should I go with the bishop h3 or bishop d3? I think this looks almost the same, right? But definitely it's better to develop the bishop from the center perspective. That's why I did. And the only best move here for black was here actually knight f5. Sacrificing the knight, takes, bishop g5, this, check, king f8. I mean, how this can be better for black? There is no way, like, look how these pieces are developed. I can just long castle. This is just wow, you know, like all the pieces just into attack. I don't know which opening can guarantee you like this sort of thing. But knight f5, yeah, it's hard to find. So yeah, that's why he went this, e5, queen f5, bishop f5, he take. I mean, it was here pretty winning. And he even helped me by simplifying the position. And some sort of weird moves after that. And g4 was another good move, I would say, because we still focus on to attacking, even we have the winning position. But the opponent missed it, and eventually we had a mate. Alrighty, another game of the speedrun. We go for e4, we got an e5, we got an f4. Now we have a 1064 rating from United Arab Emirates. Let's see how this guy plays now. Alright, finally we have the King's Gambit accepted, one of the most awaited one. And once the opponent captures, right now they're really threatening queen h4 check, which we don't have a g3. Knight f3 is a key move that you have always play automatically. Okay, black plays knight c6. Right now we should gain back this pawn, and we're gonna do that by playing d4, centralizing our bishop. And the thing is that we can take this pawn anytime we want to, but let's see how the opponent plays. Okay, he's going for d5, breaking up the center. And I have two choices. I can go for advanced, or I can go for this. And my goal is, since it's a kind of gambit, right? King's Gambit, my goal is to be quick enough. And I'm seeing there's a way if I take, he takes. I'm doing knight development with the tempo. So definitely I will go for this. Because we need to be quick enough here than the opponent. We go for knight c3, waiting for the opponent. Yeah, the opponent lost 2 tempos for no reason. And now I'm gonna activate my bishop to the active square. And you see, guys, I'm not taking this pawn because this is kind of the pawn I can take anytime I want to. So that's why no rush. Let's castle, and we have to be quick enough to start the attack. And another thing, guys, you need to know in the King's Gambit, the f7 square is like your main target always. Like all your eyes and most of the tactics will happen in the King's Gambit with the f7 square. Okay, my opponent playing h6. I'm wondering he really wants to go g5 and ruin his kingside just for a pawn. Let's see, what can I do? There are pretty good many plans. I can just go bishop f4 with a already good development, better development than my opponent. I can start a rook e1 check, but I'm seeing bishop e7. He can try to castle, right? Or I'm seeing, how about start the attack immediately? Let's start first with the check. This is happening with the tempo. And now, can I go and take that? I think I can do that. Or make his knight a little bit misplaced. Yeah, let's make his knight a little bit misplaced. Because another idea, when you're playing the King's Gambit, your goal should be most often times, once you make a development, to start the attack as soon as possible. Especially if you're able to attack or to start your attack before he castles. Yeah, that would be pretty good. Okay, his knight's starting to get misplaced. Knight b4, I was expecting somehow knight a5, but okay, knight b4. Can just go for a3, or do we have a better tricks connecting with this bishop? I can even just go for to take it. Or... yeah, it just looks fine. Let me just take it. His knight is still misplaced. And there's still this pain. And now I go for d6, which I was preparing here. So he should have castled here. And the opponent doing one thing completely wrong. He's delaying castling. He's delaying castling. And another thing that I need to mention here, since I already played more with the 1000, 1100, I did the speed run. In this level, like 1000 and 1100, the guys, like you guys, sorry for saying you, but in general, this level plays a lot at the beginning with the queens. And that's completely the wrong idea, guys, because you're just wasting your important initial moves rather than developing your pieces, just playing with the same piece. And it doesn't really do anything. Okay, c6, d6. I think the game should be over right now since the opponent completely delayed. And this is how the way you can punish this when the opponent not castles. I think, I don't know, I don't know, I'm not sure. I think the opponent missed this move, d6. But it wasn't that hard to spot on, and this tactic simply working because the king in the center. Alright, I think I'm just gonna take it. He's gonna take my queen. I'm just gonna take it back. Otherwise it's a fork. He has to take my queen. Oh! By the way, if he takes my queen, I will not even take it back. What that called? Like takes Zwischenzang, like between moves you're gonna make the check and then take it back. Oh wow, I mean, I kind of make it look easy, guys, right? Like, I'm a FIDE master, I'm with this speedrun 1082 rating, crushing these guys in certain moves. But it is what it is. I like this opening just maximizing my chances, you know, to win. And if we go back to analysis quickly, so he captured knight f3, and then he went knight 6. I went for d4, d5, which I don't really like this move. Better was maybe just to play d6. And there's a mainline variation, which is with the g5, but around this level, it just looks kind of stupid move. So that's why d5 is kind of wasn't just better, because he lost more time, like by going back and forth with his queen. I played bishop c4. It says better was d5 because I'm totally stopping his development here, because where it can go, if he goes there, just, yeah, completely just stops his development. I can then go bishop f4 here. But bishop c4 is also fine because castle, h6, check. As I say, better late than never. I did that eventually. Important thing you need to pay attention, guys, here, like, I made the development, and as soon as that, I start my attack. That should be the same strategy as well. And also pay attention, I didn't went for an attack without castling. And remember that you have to castle first, you have to put your king to safety first, and after that, my simple advice to you, do whatever you want to attack. But first, take care of your own king, as I did here. And for the rest, yeah, definitely the main lesson the opponent should get from the black perspective is to castle here. He didn't, and that's why he just got punished really quickly.